Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to go over briefly with all of you of what forms are going to be attached to the offer or to the buyer's representation once you guys meet with your buyers. Obviously, when you make an offer, it's always going to be the 1 to 4 family contract with the third party finance addendum. But I wanted to show you these other forms in case, for whatever reason, they may not be attached to the listing itself. So obviously, I wanted to go over this first one, this information about broker services, your IABS. Please make sure that it's completely filled out, guys. Um, the broker here, the license number, their email address, their phone number, uh, the broker itself, and then your name and your license as well. Moving forward here, protecting your home from mold. Always send it, guys. Right now, especially with everything that's going on, the more information you send over to your client to sign, the better off you'll be. Um, Also, general info and notice to a buyer. All this is just, it gives them formalities of what, being an informed buyer, make sure that the property you want to purchase meets your needs, what it's going to be done to it, appraisals, broker, environmental concerns, lead-based paint. It just gives them basically everything in just a few documents, but they still need to sign it. Of course, you do as well. You'll see it here. Also, moving forward here, for your protection, get a home inspection. Guys, this would really save your butts. Make sure that you send this over to them and make sure that it's signed. Let me see here. Let's keep it moving. Only just a second. Information about special flood hazard insurance. Even if they're not in a flood area, guys, make sure that they sign this. All this lets them know is that should they want to, they can still get flood insurance. It's available even if they're not in a flood zone, and it's just letting them know that you gave it to them. Also, guys, let me see here. Bear with me here. Here, guys, this is for lead-based paint. This is for homes built prior to 1978. Let them know that if it is, there, sometimes on the listing, the seller agent will have it, but if for whatever reason they do not, what I always do, I'll go ahead and just, be proactive and get it filled out. Seller has no records or pertaining to lead-based paint. Buyer has received the pamphlet, Protect Your Family from Lead-Based Paint, which you've already given it to them. Make sure both your clients and you sign it, and then you can send it over to the selling agent if they don't have it on the listing agreement or on the listing itself and on HAR or wherever you get it from. Give me just a second here. Agreement, sellers. This right here, guys, this is what I was talking about. Addendum for property subject to mandatory membership in a property owners association. This information here, you can get it usually from the listing. Again, only if it's not attached to the listing itself. And you put buyer does not require delivery of the subdivision information. Should your buyers want it, just know that there is a charge for it. It ranges. I've seen prices from like $350 to $450, and your buyer will need to pay for that. Also, guys, make sure what the transfer fee is. And if they don't have it on there on the listing, you go ahead and make one and, put, here it says, except as provided, paragraphs A, D, and E, buyer shall pay any and all association fees, usually put not to exceed $200, and seller will pay for the rest. This one here, it says, it says here, should a seller authorizes the association to release and provide the subdivision information, any updated resale certificate if requested by the buyer, the title company, or any broker to the sale. If buyer does not require the subdivision information or updated resale certificate, and the title company requires information from the association, such as the status of the dues, special assessments, violation of covenants and restrictions, and a waiver of any right refusal, buyer shall pay the title company the cost of obtaining that information. Okay, and for that one, I usually put seller, but this one was already filled out, and they had the buyer, so you kind of got to go with it. Okay, and let me see here. This one here, guys, this would be if you are if your buyer is selecting a property, choosing to buy in a mud district, meaning it's outside of the city, like areas like Springs, Cypress, Katy. They will be a water district. Many times the listing agent will have this, but if for whatever reason it's not, they should have the information somewhere typed up. You would fill it out. This one was sold to Clay Road Mud. This is the legal description that you can find of the property itself. You can go ahead and find this on Harris County Appraisal District or on Realist, and have your client sign on it, and always the seller as well. Okay, and let me see here. This right here, guys, hopefully it doesn't happen to you guys a whole lot. Well, not this one, but this one's good. This is just your buyer's representation agreement, guys. Now, because these buyers can be really flaky, please, maybe not on your first introduction, but once you make an offer on a home that you want, please, 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 guys, make sure that your buyer fills this out just to cover your butts. All right, I don't want you to be showing houses to a client and then later on you find out they were being untruthful and another agent is representing them and they have a buyer agreement signed already. Okay, let me see here. All right, guys, this right here, non-realty item addendum. What this means, guys, let's say you want the refrigerator to stay, any appliances or something that's attached to the home, like maybe the curtain rods or anything like that. You're gonna put 0 here, and you're gonna type it out here, and it's just basically gonna state, appliances in the kitchen or whatever it is that you want to stay will stay with the home at no extra cost. Okay, and let me see here. Hopefully it doesn't happen, guys, but it is known to happen in real estate. This is notice of buyer's termination of contract. If for whatever of the reasons or maybe another reason your client chooses to pull out of the contract, you'll check it, you'll get your clients to sign it, and you'll send it. Not only will you send this, hopefully if you terminate within time, you'll also really go ahead and send release of earnest money. You'll go ahead and type in the address for whatever amount the earnest money was to, and you'll put your buyer's name and you'll fill it out right here just so you can make sure that your client gets their money back. You'll also fill out your information here and you'll send it over to the listing agent to fill out. Then you'll send it over to the title company so they can get a refund. And also, guys, your amendment, let's assume you guys want a repair amendment or a price amendment. All an amendment is a change you're making to the contract. If it's a price difference, you'll go ahead and make it right here. If it's if you need an extension, paragraph 9, you'll go ahead and change the date right here as well. And other modifications, let's just say sometimes we'll get one where the street, you forget to put driveway or road. You'll go ahead and type it up right here and you'll make the change here, obviously on the address itself. But this is what you would do on the amendment. It's usually for those reasons. Okay, and let me see. If for whatever reason there's an intermediary, meaning like Moose and he was the seller, I was the representing the buyer. This one was a little tricky because usually it's not the seller and the agent at the same time, but you would fill this out, and I'm assuming we would need to send it over to the broker to get it signed. But in this case, that wasn't the case because we put broker will not appoint licensed associate to communicate with, carry out instructions of, and provided opinions and advice during negotiation to each party. So the broker didn't select any agents or anything like that. It's just the way the deal worked out. So that's it, guys, for the paperwork that you may need. I hope it helps you. And of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.